Let's go live to New York with our good friend Joe DioGuardi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Boy,
And
where do we begin today? Ukraine's on fire. The budget comes out for 2015, and Obama abandons, any reconciliation with the Republicans. The chained, what you would call the increase in benefits. That chained CPI is thrown out. Deficit reduction is thrown out. The president's reasserting his authority. Where are we going? It's unbelievable.
Well, why would he? Why would the president not do whatever he wants? He said he's got a pen and a phone, and when you have people like Mr. Boehner's leadership coming out with a statement last week saying, well, there's really nothing we can do about all this. I mean, why not rev up the truck and put the pedal to the metal and run them over, right?
It's incredible. Even if you decide that you don't want to do something, you have to show resolve. Do you remember that dictator Milosevic who created this genocidal war in the Balkans? I was the first one as a congressman to call him out. I was the first one on CNN in 1991 after my hearing with then Senator Biden. He was the co-chairman of the European subcommittee of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. I said, you got to show resolve. We had a line in the sand that was put there by President Bush, but they didn't show the resolve. So he asked me, well, how do you show resolve? I said, move an aircraft carrier off the coast of Montenegro. Surround Serbia with troops. Show that we're doing something. Just don't sit there. We're repeating it in the Ukraine right now. I'm not saying that we should, move troops there, but where is – look at Peggy Noonan's column in the Wall Street Journal this morning. She's saying the same thing. We got to show these dictators that we remember the revolution that we had here over 235 years ago, because we still stand for that. You remember Hungary, 1956, 57? We did nothing, and what happened to the Hungarian
Joe,
Revolution?
I have listened to this, and I have been part of this for 5 years, and it always goes the same way. Can you believe what he's doing? Can you believe what they're not doing? Why aren't they doing this? Why did they do this? You know what? I think it's time for us in America to stop this game, because that's what it is, chasing our tails. Because there's only one conclusion, whether it's accountability in government as far as finances, borrowing, debt, waste, or whether it's foreign policy, whether it's social policy. This president is doing or not doing things because that's exactly what he wants to happen.
Yeah, and Curtis,
he doesn't want to fix. He doesn't want to respond to Iran. He doesn't want to respond to Syria. He doesn't want to respond to Afghanistan going to hell in a handbag. He doesn't want to respond to the Ukraine.
He doesn't want any compromises with the GOP, although he started some compromising. But now the budget for 2015, which was just kind of leaked out, the full budget's not there yet. It will be there in probably a month. But look at this. We're starting to talk about the budget. You want to talk about a joke. The budget for the year beginning October 1, 2014, that ends September 30, 2015. We still don't have the financial statements for the year ending, September 30, 2013. It's ridiculous.
Well, the
numbers don't mean anything.
Well, this particular budget, as I understand, would boost spending $56 billion. It would throw in the trash can agreements that were made as to how to proceed on the budget with the Republicans that were made, I'm talking about. And by the way, it would reduce, quote, the emphasis on austerity.
Well, deficit reduction is being thrown out the window.
Yeah.
There's no – all the things that we talked about to slow down the tsunami, they're not even considered. Now, what does this mean? It means that it's a totally partisan political statement, this budget. So what is the answer? The answer now is to win the U.S. Senate, to make sure whatever Boehner does that we don't lose the House, because it's now boiling, and we get a Republican president in 2016. Without that, I think, this country's doomed.
But hold on, Joe. You were in the House of Representatives. Congressman Rice from South Carolina said this week, as well as others last week said, we have the full power to put an end to this nonsense, but we will not do it. Our leadership will not do it. Am I not correct? I mean, do I not understand how the Constitution works? The House of Representatives, forget the Senate, has the full authority and power to put an end to this nonsense.
Well, nothing's going to pass. The budget is proposed by the president, but the responsibility for taxing and spending is with the House, and thank God it's a Republican House, and it looks, secure no matter what happens. But the issue is, are we going to play our cards now, or are we going to limp along, and play out this joke of a process called the budget,
Well, hold it, Joe. That's a good
president.
point. Now, help us with that. Look, this strategy of Mr. Boehner and the establishment in the Republican Party is, let it all go to hell in a handbag, and they'll all come running to us, and we're going to win 2014. Well, wait a second. For example, did we not just add $1.2 trillion to the debt?
That's the point.
In other words, we took out our shovels while we're saying, hey, we got a plan, we're going to win, and we just dug another 6 feet in the hole, didn't we?
Absolutely. And that's the point, that, we seduce the American people by saying, we're reducing the deficit. But they don't see the other side of that. If the deficit is not eliminated, you're increasing the national debt.
Right.
And we have this, looking forward now for the next 10 years. It's going to kill us in the long run, and we got to somehow change it. In life, and you've been in business, you need to know what you did financially in the prior year before you move forward with your plans. Think about this anomaly. Here we are in the middle of the fiscal year 2014 for the U.S. government. It ends this year, 2014, September 30th. We still don't have the financial statements signed off by the Treasury Secretary and the Comptroller General. We know it's not going to be a clean opinion, and we know it's not going to be on the full basis of liability type accounting. But we don't even have that, and yet now we started the process for the budget for the fiscal year 2015, which ends September 30th, 2015. It shows you how meaningless numbers are when it comes to politics.
But, Joe, you are a CPA. That's a licensed professional that has a standard of ethics and a standard of practice. You are a former congressman who took that oath very seriously. So I don't, and please don't take this the wrong way. This is the problem in America. We're talking apples and oranges. You are a man of character and integrity. That's your actual profession is about character, integrity. And what you're talking about are a group of people, sadly, who are now operate in an environment that has nothing to do with character integrity, what's right or wrong. They operate in an environment that has everything to do with political gain or political benefit.
Exactly. And when are the people going to assert themselves in this process? Well, I'm trying to start with those people who are in the accounting profession, the people like me who've been raised on those principles that are so high that if you were to take a poll today, which professions rank at the top, you'd see accountants, CPAs, and doctors and at the top, and at the bottom you would find congressmen, even below used car salesmen.
Yeah.